Hi guys, this is Matt Granger, that Nikon guy for mattgranger.com. If you've watched the channel for a while, you know that the 1.4G 85mm lens from Nikon is just about my favorite. It's beautiful. 85 is a fantastic portrait length, especially if you're shooting on full frame, but even on a crop body, it works just a treat as long as you've got the room to shoot. So Nikon has just announced that they're bringing out a 1.8G. Now this should be really great news for all you enthusiasts out there who have been wanting to get an 85 but have held off because the 1.4 is expensive and the 1.8D was a little bit clunky. They did this with the 50mm. Now you've got a 1.4G, 1.8G and a 1.8D, and the 50mm 1.8G, that's the latest one that's been released, has been really well received, beautiful and sharp, and not a big compromise on the 1.4. but at a much better price and lighter weight. So this 85 1.8G could be the money.
Looking at it, looks just like a smaller version of the 1.4G. It'll just have the one switch from manual to manual autofocus. There's no VR on this lens.
Let's just compare some stats. Okay, so the 1.8G is a less sophisticated lens in terms of its engineering. It's got 9 elements, whereas the 1.4 has 10. But compare that to the 1.8D, which only has 6 elements, and you can see it's certainly up in the new range. And it does have, you know, the new autofocus and the coatings. One thing we're going to have to wait and see, though, is how the bokeh performance is going to be on this new lens. It has 7 rounded blades on the aperture, whereas the 1.4 has 9 blades, and the 1.8D also has 9 blades. So we'll have to see how that works. Generally, the more rounded it is, the more blades you have, the softer and more rounded your out of focus blur is going to be. In terms of filter thread, it's a 67mm front thread. The 1.4 is 77mm and the 1.8D is 62, so it's right in the middle. In terms of weight, this is the lightest one yet. My one, the 1.4G, is just under 600 grams. The 1.8D is 380 grams. And the new one, the 1.8G, is going to be just 350 grams. That's lovely. And something it has over both of the other two lenses, this one and the old 1.8D, both focus down to 85 centimeters. The new one's going to focus down to just 80 centimeters. So that's fantastic news. So as soon as it's available, I'll be trying to get my hands on the new 1.8G, and I'll be doing some head-to-head comparisons with the 1.4G, and I'll show you how the results are. Now, one thing to keep in mind, yes, you're going, you're limited to 1.8 instead of 1.4. That's half a stop of light. But in terms of depth of field and, being able to make those beautiful portraits, we have them nice and crisp on the person and then just fading away to the background. And 85 at 1.8 has a much shallower depth of field than a 50mm at 1.4. You can get onto an online calculator and you can check it, but basically you're going to have much softer and more blurred out backgrounds on an 85 1.8 than you would on a 50 1.4. So, you're really talking about some silky backgrounds. So, exciting news, guys. Talk to you soon. Matt Granger, that Nikon guy for mattgranger.com.